Before we get started, I am giving away a GoPro Hero 11 Mini to one of you legends as a massive thank you for 100 subscribers in just over a month. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're still in with a chance to win. Just stick around to the end of the video to find out how. Well, holy fuck, Tasmania was an absolute blast. 6 days down there, 2,500 Ks in total. Dirt, rocks, sand, tarmac, mud, switchbacks, hairpins, you name it, we did it. It was the absolute best riding I've ever done in my entire life. And today I just want to talk about how this thing went as a wannabe adventure bike, how the upgrades fared on the journey, and what comes next. If you haven't checked out my video on kitting this out for adventure, I'll link it up here somewhere. But basically I was aiming for the cheapest possible build because this bike only cost me 5 grand. So spending heaps on all the extras kind of just felt wrong. Here's a couple of shots where the bike is fully stacked, 2 15-litre side panniers almost popping at the seams and the 26-litre duffel on the back, providing some much needed space on top. The racks were perfectly secure and held on despite the fact that I found every single pothole Tasmania has to offer. The biggest issue that I had with any of my storage was actually with one of the straps I recommended you guys, the rock straps. This gave way after hitting a massive pothole. To be fair, it was secondhand when these straps were given to me about 7 years ago, so I still definitely recommend them because the new ones that I bought prior to the trip held on really well. Maybe I'll just look at replacing them every 5 to 6 years. The only other issue I did face was that the pannier on this side slipped down a couple of times and sat on top of the exhaust. It wasn't a big deal because it doesn't get too hot, but it did slightly melt the bottom of this. But to be honest, because these things are actually really good quality for how cheap they are, I wasn't too worried and it didn't damage any of the gear inside. Honestly, these Rhino Walk bags are absolutely incredible. I loved this duffel bag. It's so cool because you can load it from the top with the sides closed, pack it in as tight as you want, and then you don't have to go back through the top to get it. You can actually open the sides to get anything you've kind of squished into the sides. This thing was awesome. I am absolutely going to use this going forward. Even when I go on maybe like an overnighter, I'll just be strapping it on the back, get rid of these side racks, and it's just going to be perfect to hold everything I need for a smaller trip. And of course, the bar risers that I installed, these were super noticeable on the way down to Tassie because it's just hours and hours on end of freeway riding. And I didn't find any soreness in my back that I usually do on those longer rides because I was in that much more neutral position. Also feel like you don't lose anything, like any responsiveness or anything. So I'm actually going to be keeping these on for every ride because they are actually just a really cool upgrade, really cheap and really easy to install. Even with all the gear packed onto the back of this bike, it still felt really nimble because it's quite low to the ground and doesn't really weigh that much. Cornering and stability weren't really affected by all the weight that was sitting on the back. If you haven't rid one of these, they're actually super fun on road. They corner so well, and it actually goes pretty hard considering it's only a single cylinder. And because of that single cylinder, the fuel consumption on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's only a 9.5 litre tank, but there were multiple times during this trip I got over 200 Ks, and even when I was filling up after those 200K trips, I still had over a litre left, meaning I had at least 20 to 30 kilometers still to go. And that is my one gripe with this bike. There is a little distance to empty on the speedo, and it seems to stay really high for really long, telling you you've got like 260, 250 Ks until empty. But when you hit about 80, it just disappears and tells you that you've got like 10 or no kilometers left, when in actual fact, I still had about 40 to 50 Ks left every single time. I know it's not really a big thing and you can just manage that by keeping an eye on how many Ks you've done, but it is just kind of a little bit disheartening when you're like 50 Ks from a servo and your speedo is telling you that it's empty. I think personally it's when you take this thing off-road where it really shines, and not because it's the best thing that I've ridden off-road, but more because it has no business being as good as it is off the tarmac when this thing was primarily designed for on-road use. It does also come stock with the Pirelli Scorpions, which are a pretty decent adventure tyre. I've found them to be super reliable and they perform really well both on-road and off-road. Now this thing also comes with fully adjustable front shocks, and with just a little bit of tweaking, I've managed to find a really good balance. Now riding off-road is another place where these bar risers have made a pretty big difference. While I still can't quite stand fully upright, it would be cool to be a little bit higher, but I know that that might cause a different issue when riding on road. I'm actually really happy with how high they sit because this bike also has a quick shifter, meaning that I don't need to pull in the clutch to gear up and gear down. So standing is actually super comfortable, and when you're fanging it out of corners, you can quickly switch up through those gears without having to pull the clutch in. And when you're coming into a sharp corner, you can stand on your brakes on the right-hand side and gear down as you go into a corner without worrying about your clutch. It's actually a really super cool feature. And then it's also got the ability to turn off ABS when you do hit the dirt. You can enter a thing called Supermoto mode, and what that does is it disengages ABS on your rear wheel, and then it kind of just reduces how strong it is on the front wheel. It makes it a lot less intrusive, and it means that you've got far greater braking control when you're riding off-road. And I found that to be super important, especially on those really, really long straights when you're coming into a big corner, you're going pretty quick. You want to be able to adjust how you brake accordingly and not just have that ABS kick in and end up sending you into the scrub. I genuinely didn't think this thing would perform as well as it did. I know I've done a few smaller trips on dirt and this thing has really impressed me, but with all the gear on the back, I kind of expected that to change a little bit. But I was absolutely sending this thing multiple times, and not once did it feel like I was trying to push it past its limits. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like this is the perfect in-between bike, a bit of a jack of all trades, but master of none. It's not perfect on the road, but it still does perform really well. It's not amazing off-road, but it kind of blew everyone away with how well it actually performed. It doesn't look like it should be able to take luggage, but it did it without compromising the experience you get from riding this bike. And when you consider how cheap this bike is and how cheap it is to make it your own unique setup, I really don't think there's another bike that ticks as many boxes as this bike ticks in this price range. I love this bike. I had quite a few people come up to me in Tassie and have a chat about it. I've had a fair bit of interest from you guys on YouTube about it. And I think with just a few tweaks to the stock setup, make this a really impressive piece of kit. Look, this thing blew over in a windstorm, broke a mirror, it tackled Jacob's ladder with ease and a whole bunch of other steep hills with no dramas at all. It hit more potholes than I ever could have counted in Tasmania, and it just kept going. It was really cool to know that no matter how hard I pushed this little beast, it just kept going. So where to next? Basically, I'm back at work, so any of the trips I'm going to be doing in the near future are going to be single day trips, meaning these pannier racks can come off and it can start looking like a scrambler again rather than a poor man's adventure bike. The only upgrades I want to do from here on out are all cosmetic, like getting new mirrors and maybe a couple of other things that just change the look of the bike. As performance-wise, this thing is better than I ever could have imagined when I first bought it, so it's sitting really happy with me. I'm going to do a little video of all the upgrades that I have done to this. I had it requested by someone on YouTube, so that is coming to you hopefully shortly. And I'm also going to be bringing out a mini series of that Tassie trip. It would be doing an incredible disservice to Tasmania if I only made one video out of that, so I'm hoping to make a 3 or 4 part mini series detailing that trip because it was absolutely epic. I got so many cool photos and so much cool video. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. So please subscribe if you want to see that. I had so much fun doing it, and hopefully I can do another trip like that again soon. And now finally, the GoPro Hero 11 mini giveaway. I bought this thing for mountain biking because it was so small. It has been used, but it still works perfectly. It just doesn't fit into my motorbike workflow anymore. So I figure I may as well give it to one of you guys for getting me to 100 subscribers in such a short amount of time. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Project Rome Oz, and comment below what you will film with this camera if you do win it. There is no strings attached, there's no bullshit, it's not sponsored by GoPro or sponsored by YouTube or anyone like that. This is just me giving back to you guys for being an absolute bunch of legends. Thank you so much if you've stuck around this long, and hopefully we will see you in the next one. Peace.